All right, Balance Nation. Boom! Impromptu in the saddle. Slancha. I'm here with my boy, Rylan Brown.
What's up? What's up?
FreedomThroughFruit.com.
Hello.
And we just had an amazing meal. What did we make, man? What did we do?
What did you make?
What did I make?
You made some steak
We did some skirt steak.
with bromelain marinade.
Bromelain marinade. That's right. We used a little bit of pineapple. Because you know the core of the pineapple you never eat? Well, the wonderful thing about that is you can put that in your Vitamix or Blendtec.
I don't like the Blendtex as much.
Yeah,
as
me either. I'm a Vitamix kind of guy.
The blade is too wide, and it is not nearly as precise as the Vitamix, and it will not emulsify an egg yolk as nicely. Oh, and here's just now that we're on the topic.
Yeah, let's just impromptu. Let's talk about Vitamix.
Ninjas. People who like their ninja. Throw it away.
Throw it away. Oh, I did. I gave it away.
Throw it away.
I regifted it.
I made the terrible mistake of trying to make a vinaigrette in Ninja, and yesterday.
Even yesterday? In a client's house?
Yes.
Okay.
And because there's 3 blades that are stacked on top of each other, when you try to emulsify an egg yolk at the bottom and the blade is too high to get that yolk even spun,
Yep.
when you add the oil in, you can imagine the top blade is pushing that oil all over the sides of that blender.
It does
and keeping it from emulsifying.
That's the
I
problem.
was so
with
frustrated because it was not quite the I mean, it wasn't close to the texture I wanted, but it was still somewhat there. Anyway,
that's right. And in feudal Japan, no ninjas were cooking anything. Anyways, no, we haven't had any libations tonight.
0.
All right, Balance Nation. So here's the thing. A couple things to talk about. Number one, Rana and I were actually doing some calculations on some stuff. So, so back to what we let's go on a second. I'm always like ADD on these videos. So the point here is this.
Do we have a comment section? Are people on here?
Yeah, you can watch them here. Ain't nobody commenting on
got it.
Nobody yet. Hold on, let's see here. I'm double boxing here. Let me refresh on the secondary computer. Because everything in here is wired, shielded, Cat 6. There's no EMF bombs going off. I don't have any Wi-Fi going on. Boom. See, there we are right there.
Oh, hello, 5 people.
Hey, now.
What's up?
Hey, now. All right, so boom. Boom, shakalaka. All right, so here's the thing. So tonight I did a lovely marinade of a flank steak in the core of a pineapple. So I got a fresh pineapple, which is loaded with a pepsidase type or protease type enzyme called bromelain. You guys have probably heard that for like joints and inflammation and so forth. Anyway, so I saved the core of the pineapple and I put it into a Vitamix with just water and make a marinade out of it, right? So you can put in some garlic and other kind of stuff that you want to flavor it. But in other words, I put the meat in there. Now, typically you only want to marinate it for an hour. You know, Rylan had other things to do today, like, you know, going to the pistol range and shooting things because he's all hard like that. Anyways,
first time.
Yeah, first time. He popped his cherry. First rounds downstream. So, anyways, bromelain from pineapple is a great marinade for protein. It's amazing, right? So, anyways, I overshot it. It was in there for about an hour and a half, so it actually made the meat a little too tender. So we had that tonight, and then we did some shredded green papaya salad.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. So a cool story about that. So I'm buying this land on Lake Tohopekalinga. Boom.
Perfect pronunciation.
Also known as Lake Toho here in Florida, in Kissimmee, not Kissimmee. So Kissimmee, Florida, where I'm building the new Beck Mansion and Learning Center. Anyways, and there was this random papaya tree growing on the little land beside me. Unbelievable. So I grabbed that papaya like a monkey steals a peach. And so we shredded it tonight. We made a, what is it called?
Papaya salad.
I know, but no, in Thai. It's called tom yum. Tom yum salad. Tom yum salad.
Yeah.
I don't put the dried shrimp in it, though, but I did use a nice, fish sauce. Fish sauce. You like a fish sauce? I make it special for you. And
slow down.
What?
I love it.
It's the rum. We paired a love, and we'll talk about the beverage here in just a second for you guys. Anyways, So we did a Tom Yum shredded green papaya salad tonight, which comprises of long beans, shredded green papaya, little cherry tomatoes, and then we do a marinade on that, which is fish sauce or fish stock, either one, but I use fish sauce. And then we did lime juice, tamarind reduction, peanuts, garlic. Sometimes I put ginger in there, but I didn't have any ginger. I forgot to get it at the grocery store. Salt, and that's pretty much it. And then you hit it in a mortar and pestle. Oh, and a chili, but I use a jalapeno. So it was amazing.
Yes. Yes. And then some Brussels sprouts.
Oh, and then we roasted some Brussels sprouts with just a little bit of EVOO, S&P, 410, roasted them up, took them out, a little splash of butter, had to put a knob of butter in there because we're in a little more towards fast oxidizers, me and my homie. And so we had to put some fat into it, and then we put a little bit of honey, Florida orange blossom honey to be specific, and a little aged balsamic. So we did that with our skirt steak marinated in the bromelain, and then
some jerk spice.
That's right. So we seasoned it with a little bit of jerk seasoning. We had to go to the little Caribbean man. We had to go to the little jerk man.
So many countries on one meal.
That's right.
Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's multicultural.
Some would be
for the win. So we just had a lovely dinner because my wife is in South Florida at my mother-in-law's with the princesses. So I have been diligently working on the launch of BPE 2.0. And my wife has too, actually. A little shout out to my lovey. She actually was doing some work today while she was on her little vacaciones.
Nice.
Isn't that great?
That is great.
So then what did we pair it with tonight? Well, what we did was we took a little bit of coconut and pineapple juice mixed with a little bit of Don Julio clear rum and a little bit of 15-year aged spice rum. And then I make my own orgeat. Did you know I had orgeat in that? Which is an almond paste. Like you make almond milk, but you super concentrate it. And then I add a little bit of almond extract into there and a little bit of 151 as a preservative. And then a little bit of palm sugar to sweeten it.
151. We used to use that and make it dragon juice. Back in the day.
Dragon juice. So wonderful stuff. All right, so here's the thing. All right, so today, this morning, I posted the blue light blocking video. And I appreciate all you guys going over there and watching that, liking that, subscribing to the channel. Once Balance Protocol TV YouTube channel gets, what is it, 100? Or is it 1,000 subscribers?
On YouTube?
Yeah, I think it's 1,000 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. I get to change the name of it because I don't want to just keep it Balance Protocol TV. In other words, I'm limited. So share that video. Share the video. Let everybody know. Because here's the thing. This is what I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to be doing a lot more video content for you guys, comparing things, answering questions, and do a lot of walkthroughs and critiques. Now, one of the things you know about me is I'm long-winded. I don't say anything in just, a little, attention span of a goldfish. YouTube videos 6 to 7 minutes. Everybody says, nah, Becky, you got to do the shorter videos because no one sticks around. Well, that's just not my style. I have to be authentic to me. So when you get into BP Enviro 2.0, which is launching in about 1 week, I'm doing it. Boom, it's going to be available. Finally, we're almost done.
Finally.
Woo! so you guys, I know. I've been dangling that carrot for a long time. You guys will, you'll see. The videos are very exhaustive and extremely thorough. That's the thing. All right. So, anyways, a couple of things. What I like to do in these videos is I think throughout the day about questions that you guys ask me, and I want to make sure that I am answering them for you guys. Okay. Oh, so Chelsea. Message you, but now I know why you didn't answer. That's exactly right. I love you too, honey. My wife is thebomb.com. What's up, Tone Flow Real?
Tone.
You're drinking the Irish coffee at the moment. Well, Salancha, mother. Blink. All right. So, really good stuff. Shaka, brah. Tone is so cool, man. I bet you, I haven't hung out with Tone in person, but I bet she's a good hugger. Guys that act and look like him, they're always great huggers.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Totally. He's like, come on in for the real thing. Bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so here's a ramble. We're just having a great time tonight because it's just two bachelors batching it up, having some good food, libations, which I'm going to touch in here in just a second. But the point of the matter is this. I need to shamelessly request you guys' help and support. Balance Nation, here's the deal. Because right now, as you guys know, I have been in Facebook jail twice in less than 10 days. Right? So what happens is Facebook takes these videos and they are monitoring the audio. So I've been doing a lot of investigation. And they also take a look at posts that I make in other forums. And so there's a lot of censorship coming down the pipeline. And so I need to create a new platform, which I told you guys about, which I have, which will be launching probably most likely into January 1st to February of next year. But in the meantime, I will continue to post to Facebook, various groups that I participate into, and the Balance Protocol TV YouTube channel. But those videos will be cross-posted in the future into our own platform, okay, for Balance Protocol. It's going to be pretty amazing. But in the meantime, one of the things is as you guys have probably all known, I have been in the shadows for years, for decades. In other words, I haven't done a whole bunch of content and stuff. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not an influencer. I'm not all over Instagram, just constantly doing out stuff. You guys never get emails from me, from autoresponders where you opt in, like, you know, like say Dr. Jockers or Dr. Axe or any of these other guys who, based upon what I've seen them do, are charlatans and frauds. The thing is, they just want to sell you dietary supplements. I've even seen, Ben Lynch get on that thing lately. So in other words, everybody's doing that. You're not going to
blame it. Dang it.
Yeah, that's it. You're not going to get that stuff from me. Okay. At the end of the day, capitalism goes awry, and that's what happens. We're all vying for your attention. So the difference that I'm going to be doing here for you guys is giving you good quality extended content. That's really what it boils down to. I've been looking at a lot of different people that are on various platforms, and the ones that really actually have some integrity, good stuff that are not in our space. So they're like fishing or mathematics or training and stuff. Their videos are actually longer also, which is really cool for me. So when you guys get a chance, what I'm asking you to do is help support us transforming the world and teaching people how to live life in balance. And the only way to do that is for you guys to actually take videos that we post on YouTube or various channels, take a second, grab them, and put them on your timeline and share it with people. That's it. I never quite understood to the extent of why on so many YouTube videos they say comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Now I know.
They want it all.
That's it. Because I'm not a marketer. I'm learning to be that, right? It's kind of like various people who have recently become politicians who weren't for their whole life. Sorry, guys. The point is, help us out. It's not just helping me out, it's helping other people out. So we're in that growth curve of letting people know more about Balance Protocol and what it does. Okay. The cool thing is as you guys know, there is a lot that goes into answering questions and stuff like that in the group. Okay. So, the reason why the audio is off a little bit is because I didn't have my microphone on. So maybe if I put it on here for you, you could probably hear it a little bit better. How is that, John? My buddy John. So I'll put my little stuff between my pecs. Okay. So anyways, put that on there. Message is still good. Audio is bad. John's so cool, man. John Taylor. Like James Taylor. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. The audio is low for some reason. He has a new setup. Look at my wife just ratting me out, telling me about new stuff. It's because I didn't have my Sennheiser lavalier underneath my stuff. How about that? No, see, it doesn't sit on there, so I just got to clip it. I bet you the audio is amazing now. What do you think about that?
You got a smiley face from John Taylor.
Exactly, right. Coming to the stage is Ryland Brown. Just kidding. Housekeeping. All right, guys, so here's the thing. My wife's laughing at me. Hey, you guys see how shiny I am? I did an exfoliation treatment today and a little bit of dermal rolling. Yeah, so I want to stay lovely and delicious. But see that fresh skin, nice and shiny? It's amazing. Yep, I'm a little shiny on camera today. Much better. Nice. All right. Yeah, honey, I did an exfoliating mask today.
Such a man's man.
I know, and I flossed, deep clean on these. So it's pretty funny. That's Tone.
Rylan
Tone
B,
Flair. He
what
goes,
up,
"What's
Rylan
up? What's
B?
up?
What
What's
up,
up? What's
Tone?
up? Tone. Tone.
Chilling, man.
Just just kicking it. I feel like a webcam girl in a chat room. Not that I know what that is.
Saturday night.
No, I'm just kidding. When you're a physician to some of the folks that I am, you kind of have to tune into certain platforms from time to time because, like, oh, come in and see. Anyways, that's what that's all about. What's up, Darcy Clark? My buddy. Boy who's got pectorals for days. Yeah, okay. So, hey, one of the things this is what I want to circle back around to tonight. In one of the streams down below, is a lady who will remain nameless on video because I don't want to call anybody out. This is bad, but this is a dialogue. This is what I have on me exactly. One of the things I want to dialogue about, you guys, because this video will be permanent. It's going to populate to the YouTube channel also, which you guys should go over to. I'm gonna have to start going. Links are down in the description.
Oh gosh,
dude, I'm just learning this stuff. It's crazy. I'm just awkward. But anyways, she's new to Balance Protocol. She's new to Balance Nation. And, of course, was telling the tale about her son who's had some issues when it comes to blood coagulation and clots and stuff like that. Well, in the tail of that thread, and hopefully she's listening to this, is the fact that one of the things that I see happen all the time out there are individuals who are seeking relief from various complaints, right? You seen that too? A few times. And so what you do is because you care and you're a loving parent, you start the Google search. And then what ends up happening is you run into all the people who paid for your traffic, for their search to come up to you. Not because it's truthful, but because they want you to see what people are paying them to show you. So what will happen is people are looking for things like cardio support and anticoagulation or alternatives to Coumadin. So then they'll start into the things like, oh, well, you need some Crataegus or some Hawthorne. And then we're going to add in a little bit of cayenne because that thins the thing. And then ginger that's anti-inflammatory. And then we're going to put in some lemon. And then,
this is what we call a cocktail or a mocktail.
Mocktail. That's exactly right. Then you got all the doTERRA people. You know the doTERRA folks? Oh, man, you need to put some lavender, you need to put this blend, that blend, and whatever. Next thing you know, you've got this big old cocktail of all these essential oils.
Just keep the mocktail. It's a mocktail.
These mocktails, okay, we'll go with that. All right, so they're full of bleep, right? So you put all these essential oils, and then and the thing is that the message I wanted to share with you guys is that I feel your pain, I understand, but please don't get your advice from Facebook groups. Mine included, Balance Nation. We can share things, but it's for consideration. It's for educational purposes only. It's to guide your search. I cannot ever really give a precise, loaded, perfect answer to a person's case in the absence of knowing more context cubed of the situation.
Because how many conflicting pathways could we have with all those different things that are in that mocktail?
That's exactly right. So you might be taking cinnamon and ginger for something, complete XYZ because the thing says it. But at the same time, you might not realize that plus the diet that you're eating, like for instance in this particular case, is a largely raw food diet. So people have this false presupposition that if you eat raw food, it's somehow healthier and better. That's not true. And the reason why that's not true is because, remember, whenever you eat something, think of food as something that's not self that has to be turned into self. That's the way that I describe it. And I get into this in Module 8 of Balance Protocol Enviro 2.0. So in other words, food has to become us. We can't take a sample of any of our tissues and determine what non-us food items ever contributed to it, okay? So the upshot on that is that the weaker the individual, the more cooked your food needs to be, because when you properly apply thermal energy to said atom constructs, okay, different tissues of plants, different tissues of animal, you lessen the energy needed to transform said substance into us. Am I making sense on that, Ryan?
Makes sense to me.
All right.
I watched friends of mine growing up on a raw vegan diet, just eczema, hair falling out, just little kids.
Yeah.
Put on a raw vegan diet.
Now, truth be told, one of the things I'm playing into Rylan here, but I actually, when my clients or patients work with me personally, they also will get access to Rylan Brown, who handles all of my patient nutritional needs. Why? Because he's a private chef for me. So if he feeds my family, I trust him to my patients. But anyways, Rylan is trained in Balanced Protocol. He's one of my practitioners, one of my protege, and I trust him with the lives and the nutritional status of my patients/clients. So the cool thing is that what has been your experience, Rylan, when it comes to taking somebody from the way that they're typically eating, and it's usually like, well, let's talk about this. Have you worked with people who were presupposed that they had a bunch of raw food is going to be better, and there's more nutrients, and it's available, and it's more absorbable, and it's natural, blah blah blah?
Hold my beer.
Hold my rum.
It's gonna be a while. No, yeah. Basically, no food that comes from nature is inherently bad for people. So we need to just remember that basically everyone's completely unique, and one person's diet is going to harm another person, and vice versa.
That's right.
And
so something that can be beneficial for one can be detrimental potentially to the other.
And I know you've heard that before. We've all heard that before. But who's got the metrics to actually see what your starting point is?
And that's the difference in the protocol. So the thing is that what will happen is people will oftentimes start on a plant-based, because that sounds sexy today. You got a whole bunch of charlatans out there because it's a very political thing to do, because after all, the BS of global warming and CO2. So we do anyways. So the bottom line is they're making recommendations of plant-based. Okay, some people do need to be plant-based. However, you should always substantiate that with clinical assessment of various spectrums of biomarkers to tell you what your system's biology is doing. But the key here is to understand that the difference is, though, is like, for instance, say like this is kind of a double-edged sword. So like, let's say a bean, a kidney bean.
Lectins.
Oh, the lectins, the Dr. Stephen Gundry, fraud that's out there of lectins. Anyways, when you eat a lectin that's raw, it can damage you. I mean, if you eat raw, it can present some issues. But if you cook it, changes the whole dynamic. And that's the same thing also with any plant. So in other words, whenever you're trying to heal, particularly with your kids, do not pivot to a raw food diet under the auspice that that's somehow going to be healthier and better for them. In fact, most kids don't have the reserve energy or the liver health or digestive enzymes, resistance, or chemistry to break down things that are not them and turn it into them through digestion when they're raw. They actually do better with that. Any parent who's ever tried to take any realistic look at raw baby food, feeding that to a kid, they understand they have all kinds of digestive issues. So you want to cook it. Yes, do some of the enzymes die? Sure. Are some of the vitamins neutralized due to the heat? Sure. But it's in the context of what temperature and for how long. Right? So if you add a little bit of heat to broccoli, you take that raw broccoli and you're like, ugh, that sucks. Properly application of a good temperature of heat applied to the broccoli actually brightens it, actually makes it tender, and it changes the whole profile and the digestibility of it. Now, if you keep going high heat and whatever and it turns gray, you can still get a lot of nutrients from that. The minerals are still there, which are far more important than vitamins. Minerals are vastly more important than vitamins, because vitamins are made up of various constructs of elements on the periodic table of elements, whereas minerals are those elements on the periodic table of elements. So anyways, don't be afraid to cook your food. Don't give your kids raw food, period. The vast majority are going to find detriment. And if it isn't immediately, believe me, over time, you're going to mess with your kid's digestion. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to do, is just tell you guys, just to follow up on this video regarding a previous thread down below in Balance Nation, where we talked about this parent who is at her wit's end regarding her child who has all kinds of negative influence from various doctors out there who want to put this little, I think 5 or 6 year old, I don't know if you're following that, on Coumadin, a blood thinner. But now, one last thing on that. Isn't it interesting, before you go into surgery, these same doctors will say, stop proteolytic enzymes, vitamin E, various antioxidants, and different things like that, because why? They thin the blood. So if those nutrient molecules actually do that, why even bother with their medication? But it's an electrical thing. Matter of fact, there are certain minerals out there that people take that actually make their blood thick and coagulate. It's a difference between, are we talking about a monovalent cation or a multivalent cation? Are we talking about a monovalent anion or a multivalent anion? So in other words, if you take something like aluminum sulfate, which is a styptic pencil, right? You actually have a multivalent cation with a monovalent anion. That makes the blood clot like crazy. So that's, ouch. I know, right? So in other words, the minerals that people are oftentimes taking for something are actually on a different level in biochemistry, creating a lot of detriment for the chemistry. So just got to be mindful of that, guys. Do not make decisions based upon Google searches or random Facebook group posts. That's the take home. That's what it all boiled down to.
They're asking us where our glasses are at, man.
Well, mine are right here, bitches. I'm not wearing them yet because I ain't going to be going to bed anytime soon.
That's right.
Blam. All right. They're on the ready, but it's only freaking, 8:30. If I start wearing these now, I'm out in an hour. Ryan will be like, you sleeping back? I'm like, yeah, sorry, man. Whoa. So I don't wear glasses until 2 hours prior to insertion into the sleep sanctuary. So that's my answer, Dustin. Great question. Don't be dogmatic. It's okay. And you know what? This is all part of the sacrifice that I do for Balance Nation. That's what it's all about.
Ooh, a sacrifice.
I'm sacrificing as I sip a lovely lover. All right, guys, we're out. We're going to go do some kind of, bro stuff. All right. At sundown. Nope, I don't know. I don't do it at sundown. I don't. Because I don't go to bed until about 11 or 12 o'clock because I sleep till about 8:30, 9:15. So I keep my circadian rhythm right. Don't be dogmatic about that stuff. Don't do it. But, you guys will learn over time. All right?
Good night, guys.
All right, guys. Love you, Balance Nation. Remember, live life in balance. Balance, not dogma. Catch you on the flip.